Ladies and gentlemen, my serious welcome to the 2014 Golden Fiddle Awards in concert. This is actually our 10th year of honouring musicians, artists, writers and producers dedicated to making Australian violin and fiddle music. These 10 years have been as much as a significant journey for our team of directors and organisers inside the Golden Fiddle Awards as it has been for all the artists, finalists and ultimate winners of the awards. I say this to you because I can honestly say when a few of us got together to form this awards initiative, we based our motivation on some knowledge and feeling that Australia had a very high level of talent when it came to violin music. We also knew that the violin and its alter ego, the fiddle, was played at all levels in this country, styles of classical, country, gypsy, jazz, rock, Celtic and even Cajun. With such diversity, and knowing that many of our prominent players in Australia played a number of different styles of music categories, we figured we could put on a pretty good show. So the decision was made in 2004 to give it a shot, form the organisation and hire this magnificent hall, didn't take the risk. Well, since then the result has been rather astounding. In 10 years, the stage to my right here has seen such rich and diverse violin music played and presented by Australian artists to such a high standard that even we have been overwhelmed, and it hasn't been in the form of quantity. Actually, the violin music world is not that big. It has been the sheer quality of performance that we've all seen here in these 10 years. So if it's happy 10th birthday for this Golden Fiddle Awards and show, then I'm sure if you're like me, it opens the question of Australian violin music itself. Its heart, how old is it, how did it start, where did it start? All questions too deep and wide for answers today, but only to say that fiddle music started a bloody long time ago, of which there are different opinions, but it is at least in the medieval times, around the 5th century, and the very first players from them we don't know too much about. And it wasn't until the classic era emerged in the 15th century that we saw superb violin craftsmanship and wonderful records of the music written kept. But as far as Australia is concerned, we know that on the First Fleet, George Worgan bought his piano and played God Save the Queen on the shores of Sydney Cove on the 7th of February 1788, just 11 days after the landing on our Australia Day on the 26th of January. And he was accompanied by other musicians, making the first recorded music played by non-Aboriginal Australians. I can't prove it, but I bet you there was one or two fiddle players amongst those other musicians. I also bet you fiddle music of some kind would have been played not only during the 250-day voyage from England, but on the first night the fleet set foot on the beach in Botany Bay. My proposition is, and I'm not alone in this view, that there would have been more than one or two fiddles amongst those 1,373 Australians, and they would have been played in those first moments of arrival. And so it begins for fiddle music in Australia. Typically, Australia has embraced the music and instrument in the same way it has with many other things. Australian violinists are famous for embracing all musical styles. We are known as the multicultural bunch in the world of violin music. Those of you who have been to this concert before will know how I am able to make this statement. And you would also know how rich and diverse the talent is on this stage. But it must be said that amongst all this colourful history, a true Australian sound has emerged. There is an Australian style. There are Australian songs, both old and new. And in recent times, some fantastic efforts have been made to resurrect and record some of the older music and tunes from not only the last century, but the one before that. Last year we honoured Greg O'Leary with his Lifetime Achievement Award for his untiring work in this area. And this year we have another wonderful presentation to a man who is a true national treasure. I will leave this surprise to you for later. I'm also pleased to announce that next year Golden Fiddle Awards will actually open a separate heritage category for this music. The initiative will achieve two things. It will honour Australian fiddle music of yesteryear and reward the players and producers who are dedicated to keeping it alive. But just as important, it will bring this music before you, the listening audience, who in normal festival circumstances would not have the opportunity to hear these gems from our past. Our Golden Fiddle Awards directors, Pixie Jenkins, Andrew Claremont, and our manager, Fran Moser, share an acute appreciation with me about the importance of our music heritage. We believe it's the marker of who we are. It's the stamp on the document. It's the colour and all the things inexpressible in normal words about our past. We must remember it and hang on to it. So today we have another unbelievable show. We will again present as many award winners and finalists as we can, so the lineup of performers is second to none. And a surprise guest later in the show, who is one of our ultimate Australian songwriters. You will absolutely love it. We also have an international guest performance as well, which I will leave to Pixie and Andrew to announce later. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you from all of us up here for your attendance and patronage. As you know, all our performers will be at the front of the hall at the end of the show. So please support them with CD sales if you can, and please continue your support throughout the year and attend as many concerts as you can. And can I finish by saying, where else can you go to a concert and see the shortest, tallest, fattest, baldest, hairiest, loudest and funniest bunch of fiddle players in Australia? Enjoy the show and thanks again.